Welcome, my brothers and sisters, to the Unrooted YouTube channel. In today's topic, I want to talk about my experience, the worst job I've ever had in my life, the worst boss I ever had in my life. A boss that I can honestly say is probably from hell, and I don't mean that in a very disrespectful way, but yeah, the worst job in my life. Let's get into it. So before we get into it, I want to make sure you guys hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and comment down below. It means a lot when you guys do that. It tells YouTube to send out my videos, and it lets me know that you are enjoying it as well. So I wanted to go back memory lane, which wasn't long ago, this year, and talk about my experience of the worst job I ever had in my life. And the job that I was at was a job that I loved. It was a landscaping job. I was doing what I needed to do for my family, to provide for my family. And it was completely not what I expected to happen. Never in my life, I never thought I would be treated like this. And I'm discussing this with you because I'm open and honest with you guys, and I want to share that fellowship with y'all, that maybe you guys will understand that, there are evil people in this world. There is evil spirits in people. It's a lot of greedy people, a lot of lustful people, narcissism, aka, which means demons. Let's just keep it real. They just don't want to tell you that. Evil spirited people, which is narcissistic. So yeah, let's get into it. So I wrote down my experience because I wanted to file paperwork retaining to it. So let me read what I wrote. It says, my experience working at Smartscaping, that's what it's called, Smartscaping, is not a smart move to make. I have worked at this company for 2 months, and keep in mind I started in March 8th, and I quit I believe it's May 16th. I believe it was May 16th. So let me keep going. So I was only there for 2 months. It's not a smart move to make. I have worked at that company for 2 months, and it has been hell. I have been insulted, belittled, yelled at, cursed at, threatened more than once. The amount of peer pressure, anxiety, nervousness is overwhelming. He fires people over really no reason. A lot of people have quit, and we have to pick up the slack and be overworked because of his decisions. When I started working there was about maybe 20 people there, and I knew him. I worked with him before, and he was a black guy too. And I knew him, and I loved doing landscaping. I just loved it. For some reason, I love seeing the world, clean cut. I love seeing the world clean cut, and it was more like an art to me. It was more like a therapy to me. I loved, being on the mowers and sitting down on the mowers, just cutting and edging. I loved it. It was just, I don't know. It was just, I loved it. And so it was 20 people there, and when I quit, there was like maybe 5 people there, maybe 5 or 6 people there in 2 months. It was literally like steady, constantly in rotation of them hiring, people quitting, and people warned me that well, they didn't really warn me, because they just needed a job, so they really didn't complain too much. But they did see that this dude is crazy. There's something that's off of what this dude is. It was off. And and while I was there, I kept uplifting everyone. I kept spreading positivity to everyone. I told them, don't give up, don't quit. I see what your guys is going through. Trust me. Just pray about it. Ask God to strengthen you. I was just uplifting them for the 2 months that I've been there, and I didn't even know these people. But I know that when we worked together, so my crew, I was really and particularly uplifting the most because that was my crew. And um and I knew the stress that it was very stressful. It was very stressful. But let me continue. Um because of his decision. Okay, let me talk about that. So his decisions was more of firing people because they was not, um how can I say it? Like, he was firing them for the littlest things. Like, it was not even funny. Like, the littlest things. I'm like, you fired him for that? And since I knew him, he used to tell me about a lot of things because he was gonna move me up as a supervisor like very early, because he was just getting rid of people so fast and he needed spots to be filled in. So, I was honored about it, but it's like, I don't even know if I even want to be here because of the way he is. That's when I was starting to get a little taste of how he was. I was seeing it, but it wasn't really directed to me. But I seen it when it came to other people, and I just didn't like it. It just didn't sit well with my spirit. And and I just didn't like the way how he was treating everyone. And I just, I didn't know if I wanted to take the position. I didn't know if I wanted to work for him like that. Um, but yeah, so just firing people for no reason. I can't really remember when this was because this was in May, June, July, August, September. Yeah, that was like 6 months ago. I can't remember because I let that part of that go. I let that part of my life go. That experience go. But yeah, it was just firing people over small things. It was not even funny. But let me continue. It says over because of his decisions, which are far from smart. Last week he yelled at me and said I don't listen for not telling a friend not to apply for a job. So my my stepdad had a son that needed a job. He came to me and he told me that, hey, my son is looking for a job, and if I can help. I said, yeah, of course. But my boss, he was telling me, don't bring no one here. Don't, like, I guess don't bring anyone there to apply for a job. He was telling me that. And I'm saying to myself, but we're short, we're short-handed. We need people here. And I believe that the reason why he said that is because since he has done so many people so wrong, I feel like it was because of anxiety. Since he's done people so wrong that he's in fear of who I'm bringing to him, and I guess, I don't know. I guess he was because he was in fear. I don't know. And he yelled at me and said that, so he grabbed the application, and they met face to face. And he came to me and said that, uh why are you bringing crackheads to apply for a job? I looked at him and I said, bro, that's crazy. I forgot what I said. Like I said, that was months ago. And I was like, bro, that's my stepdad's son that he's talking about. He called him a crackhead. And he's just trying to look for a job. And then on top of that, I was just doing the right thing by trying to help us. So it was, ladies and gentlemen, it was crazy. So let me continue. Apply for a job, knowing he needs the help. He called him a crackhead. Also, last week he yelled in my face, cursing at me, threatening me, saying, "I want to fight you." So everyone, makes mistakes. I can't explain it, but you have a ditch. It's not really a ditch. It's like it's kind of like this. And at the very bottom of it is water. It's like a ditch where the water goes. It's like a ditch. And the rest it's like that, and it goes out. And the part that goes out is the grass. So you got the grass up here, and then you got the water that's right here. So he wanted me to drive the tractor and cut that very bottom part where the water is. And I was warning him that I don't think we should do that. Yeah, the tractor got big tires, but I don't trust it. But he said, man, go through that. Stop being a wimp. Stop being go through that. So I said, okay. So, so when I did that, I was already nervous that I was even doing it because I didn't want to do it in the first place. So I got scared. Not scared, but I got paranoid and anxiety. So I'm in that water. And I'm trying to cut that grass down because we was pressed for time. The people that owned the tollways was yelling at us, telling us that we need to hurry up. We're taking too long. So so my boss was really just yelling at yelling at us, telling us to hurry up. So I'm going as fast as I can, not to destroy this man's tractor and get it stuck. So so while I'm doing that, the tractor was starting to get stuck. And he started to yell at me. He said, "Go the other way. What the are you doing? What are you doing?" And I'm like, I'm trying to move the tractor out. So it won't get stuck. And he's yelling at me, saying, "I didn't tell you to do that. What are you doing? What are you doing?" It was overwhelmed. So the tractor got stuck. And he's livid. He's mad, and he was in my face. He was like this close to my face, this close to my face. And he said that, "I want to fight you. I want to squabble with you. When I'm only doing what I was told to do." And the entire time, it's really difficult to be okay or to stay strong when it's your boss. This is your job on the line. This is how you provide for your family. And how you take that from your boss is like taking a bad relationship that is just bad, but you have no choice in a matter, I guess. You're kind of stuck. So yeah, he was saying, "I want to squabble with you. I want to get out. I want to fight you. I want to, all these type of things." While he was yelling at me, I was just, praying to my Heavenly Father. I was looking up. I was like, I did just like this. I did just like that. And I crossed in my hands like that. And I was just in content and just calming down. I was asking God, to just watch over me, give me strength, and I really just truly believe that he had really had a demon in him. He really had an evil spirit in him. It's not even funny. So let me continue. That's what happened. So he also said to me, "Stop being a B word." He also said to me, after he tried to reconcile, I forgave him and I moved on. But like I said, I'm just programming my brain that this guy's a demon. This guy's devil. It's just no. So while we tried to reconcile, he was calling me belittle words. I'm not going to say what it is, but he called me belittling words. After that, that was the end of that. We got the tractor out, stuff like that. Also that week, he told me to leave my crew by saying, "F them, just leave them. Just leave them." So, when my crew, I think only had maybe 3 people. I was driving the truck. It was one person on the mower, and I think it was one person doing the trimming. And I was on the tractor. Since we was so behind, I needed to get on those tractors and start cutting the freeways. Like, I needed to go. And I wanted to make sure my crew was okay. I didn't want to just leave my crew because they don't speak English. Like, they didn't speak English. So I couldn't just tell them really what to do, except if I use my phone and tell them, but they still be confused. So it's like, okay, I had to stick with them. So my boss was just driving around making sure that we're moving along the line. So he picked me up and he told me that once I was on the tractor and I was like a little ways down, he picked me up because it was lunchtime, I guess, and he picked me up and took me back to my crew because it was lunchtime. And he said that, "I want you to keep going. I don't want you to stop. I want you, because we need to get this tollway clear." And I was saying, but the crew, they don't know no Spanish, no English. They don't know what to do. He said, "F them, let them fend for themselves." That's what he said. And I said, wow. And he was talking other stuff too. And I was like, this dude really wants me to be like him. I'm like, that's not going to work with me. I'm not going to be like you. So that didn't sit well with my spirit either. and it was just so overwhelming for my crew and for me. I was like, So let me continue. Also, that same week, he was threatening my job if I don't work like a robot to save his contract, which was a contract that he had for the toll road. He wanted us to work like robots for us to save his contract because he's about greed and money, and lust and other things too. He said to his assistants, "Please do something with him before I do harm to him," and walked away and walked away. So after I'm trying to hurry up and cut using the tractor, because I'm the only one that knows how to use the tractor. So while I'm trying my very best to move this big old tractor in between trees and all this other stuff, make sure I don't damage this man's tractor. He's getting on me because I'm going too slow. And he told us all to huddle up and said that he was referring to me, saying that, talking to his assistant, that if you don't get him, I'm going to physically harm him. You need to do something with him. So I'm fixing to leave and be with a crew that's more productive. And then that's when he left. And I'm like, bro, it was just, I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it anymore. At that point, that day, I really wanted to just leave. I wanted to just leave. I'm telling you, I wanted to leave. Even my crew, they don't know any English, and I was typing on the phone, and I was showing him what I was thinking, and he was saying that they were saying no, don't leave. I'm like, man, I can't take it no more. I can't I can't do this. So so let me continue. So that same day, he said I'm full of crap. Multiple times. So he said, I'm full of crap. You full of crap. By literally me trying my best to fulfill what he's asked me to do, because I need my job and I'm trying to do whatever it takes to provide for my family. And he was just like, he was weighing me down. It was crazy. And then telling me I wasted time. I haven't done anything. Even though I did a lot more than anyone else could, because I knew how to do the tractors. I was going on them tractors. I learned, well, he taught me and I learned, and I was enjoying it and I was gone. So my purpose was to fulfill and help, but it wasn't good enough for him. So he belittled me and he punished me because of it. And how he punished me was, he was belittling me, telling me that I wasn't good enough, and that that I was sorry and stuff like that. So after that, I was done. I couldn't take it anymore. And we was working overtime that week. So that was a Saturday, and he said that we could not leave until all of it was done. We could not leave. No one could leave. So that's even more pressure. So after he said all that stuff to me, I left. I was on the tractor. I was on the tractor, and my other crew was on my other guy was on the tractor. So we was following each other. And I said I couldn't take it anymore. So I literally parked that tractor. I got off the freeway and I parked that tractor in a church parking lot. I grabbed my stuff. No, while I was driving the tractor, I ordered me an Uber because we was far away from where our cars was parked at. We was far away, all the way across town. So I parked that tractor in the church, and I said I can't do this. So I got off the tractor. I ordered me an Uber, and I told them, I said, I gotta go. I can't do this. I can't do this anymore. And they kept saying, no, please don't leave, please, no. I said, no, I can't do this. I can't do this. I told them to keep their head up. I really recommend that you guys leave as well, because this guy is a demon. He's the devil himself. It was. I have never experienced a job like this before, ever in my life. I couldn't do it. I could not do it. I don't care. And so I left. I got in the Uber, and I drove, and I took that Uber to the house. I got in my car and I left. His assistant was blowing up my phone, and I didn't answer. I put my phone on airplane mode, and so yeah, I took off my uniform. I gave it back. I gave it to the crew members. I said, I'm gone. I'm done. So I was tired of feeling. I left. I felt and I left, and I felt being at my job, my life is in jeopardy, or him wanting to harm me. That's why I couldn't do it anymore. So what I did was I ended up filing with the Texas Worth Commission. I ended up filing with the city of Houston. I ended up filing at the Attorney General's office. I ended up filing with the U.S. Department of Labor. I ended up filing with the EEOC. I was literally trying to take this guy down. But my Heavenly Father made me realize that don't do evil for evil. You know, vengeance will be his. And that's what I did. So I just let it go. I forgave him and I moved on. But to this day, that's the worst job ever in my life. That boss was from hell. It was oh man, it was bad. It was bad. I would also like to add that the overtime that I worked that weekend, my check was literally over $1,000, and since I was being treated so bad, my punishment from him was that I didn't get paid that money. My check was literally $63. $63, and the bad part about it is that I still didn't even get that $63. So yeah, just wanted to let you know that he was a straight up demon. Just wanted to let you guys know that. And I wanted to experience that story with me, experience that story with you, because I was praying, I was asking God each and every day, you know, before I went to work and while I was at work, to protect me, watch over me, strengthen me, because it was that bad. And God was answering my prayers, but you know, it was a lot to endure. It really was, and I couldn't continue being in that predicament. You know, I feel like the devil in him really wanted to break me down. And I wouldn't allow him to do it. That's why he kept applying pressure and pressure and pressure into getting me to bow down to him. And I'm not going to do that. So, I wanted to tell that story, because if you're going through the same thing as well, when it comes to a boss, I want you guys to understand that I have endured hell. My boss was from hell, and it was horrible. I've been mistreated, physically threatened, you know, the peer pressure, the anxiety, the cursing, the yelling, the belittling, the micromanaging. Bro, I'm telling you, I went through it all. So if you're going through that with your job right now, I recommend to pray each and every day and really ask God, is this the job for me? And also endure it, allow it to build your spirit up, hold your head up, and you know, and take it, and you know, and allow God to strengthen your spirit. You know, don't give up unless you just really just have, like, if it starts to get physical, then yes, leave. But I just want you guys to never give up. Endure the pain, endure what you are going through, because there are evil bosses out there, because I definitely had one myself, and that you will be perfectly fine knowing that our Lord and Savior is with us and shall protect us. No weapon formed against us shall prosper. So if you liked this story, please subscribe, hit that like button. It really does mean a lot. And until next time, peace.